Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about the state of the game in the wake of update 5.2. I received many comments, people wanting me to create a video talking about update 5.2, in particular whether it is the absolute worst update ever in the history of mkmobile and stuff like this. Before I start with explaining if this update answered actually the question if this update is the worst ever, just want to let you know that there is another bug in the game that you should be aware of. It is about the dead talent. Unfortunately, the dead talent partially works now. It works against certain things and it doesn't work against certain things. For instance, it came to my knowledge that the dead mark doesn't work against Strike Force Scorpion, which is super unfortunate. Also, it seems that the dead mark doesn't work against Frost Orb, which is super unfortunate. However, the dead mark will work against a Terminator, for instance. So it's not that the ability is completely disabled. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work. So in a way, it isn't reliable, which is unfortunate. And I hope this is going to be fixed in the next update and no new problems with the talent tree will ever occur ever after. With that said, let's talk about update 5.2. And is it the worst update ever released in mkmobile? Shortly answered, no, it isn't the worst. It is one of the worst when it comes to anticipation and what we got and the quality of what we got. Don't get me wrong, if something is good, I say it is good. If something is bad, I say it is bad. I don't live my life to please anybody. I don't really have the channel to tell to people, to say to people stuff that they want me to say. I say what I think, so that every single time when you tune in and want to watch my video, you know that I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say things that I don't believe, right? This is going to be very, very disingenuous and dishonest. So, I truly believe that this is not the worst update ever. It is one of the worst. In my opinion, the worst update is the update that actually introduced Dark Queen Tower for the first time. There is a reason for that. This was the, ever before that update, I forgot the name, not for the name, but the number. It was at 3.5, 3. I totally forgot, but it was the update that brought the Dark Queen Tower. And before that update, the game was getting progressively worse with each and every update. And the Dark Queen Tower update actually gave us the pack limitations. Before that, that's to the best of my knowledge, probably I'm wrong, but before that we had unlimited packs. And the Dark Queen Tower update brought limit to all the packs, which was super, super bad. Before that, as long as the pack is there, you could buy unlimited. If you have the souls, you can buy whatever. You can buy 10,000, 20,000 the pack. However, the Dark Queen Tower made sure that we can no longer do that, which in my opinion was the absolute worst update in mkmobile. It brought a tower, I believe it brought Sindel, MK11 Sindel, but it took away so many other things, so I wasn't really excited about that anyways. Now let's talk about why I believe update 5.2 is not the worst. Now let's start with the negative. I think that it is totally unacceptable to give us so little for Christmas and to introduce so many new bugs. Like, and I'm sure that many of you will agree that you will be okay if, and I say if, for the next update they don't give us anything new, but they fix all the bugs. So there's no bugs in the game. Of course, I know it's impossible not to have any bugs, but let's say there's some minor bugs in the game that's not a big deal. For instance, the bug that the game ends today, like in this update, there's a bug that the game actually is in a hurry to end, and in certain situations this is super, super funny. But it doesn't really impair the gameplay, right? So it's not really a huge deal. So if every single update there's something minor like this happening, I'll be like, okay, even though it's minor, but at the same time, if you have a QA team, I'm saying if you, because I don't know whether they do have a QA team in the first place. Because if they do, it's impossible not to notice that. How come they can? It's like it's happening a bug after every single fight, and they don't notice it. Like they release the game like this. It's just crazy. So, what I was saying that even despite the fact that this bug actually is obvious, it is the case that it's not a big deal. I can live with that bug. However, the death mark is unusable. Now we have horse stance bug, which, I mean, you can tell it's good, but at a certain point it's going to be like the game is going to become too easy, and yeah, it's better without it in my opinion. Before that we had the weak point attacks. Now the weak point attacks is fixed, but we have the death mark talent bug, and yeah, a lot of bugs in the game. Every single update we have something major. And I don't understand why, if they do that every update, why don't they patch it during this update? For instance, They collect data for all updates, all bugs that happened in this update, and then 2 weeks after they release the update, they close the game for, let's say, 3 or 4 hours and fix all the bugs. Unfortunately, they don't do that, which is, I don't know why. Again, I'm an ambassador of the game, but I'm not a Warner Brothers employee. I don't know what's happening there. With that said, yeah, the game currently, I still believe is in a good state. There is only one big problem that has to be fixed. I'm saying one because I know that the second biggest problem will probably never be fixed, and this is the support. I don't know, it's a Warner Brothers support. I don't know they're going to fix it only for mkmobile, so I don't know whether it's even physically possible. But what they can do is to make sure that we don't have any more bugs. Or let's say if we do, they're going to patch it immediately. Probably just maybe the whole thing with the bugs is based on the fact that this game is released in 2015, which means that in a couple of days we can say that the game is 9 years old. This is an old game, probably the platform is old, and they're having difficulties keeping this game on that old platform, which is just my suggestion, probably I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, we are talking about never-ending streak of updates that patch 5 bugs and introduce 10 bugs, and that's super unfortunate, and this is one of the biggest problems with update 5.2. Another problem, of course, is the fact that we only get one gold character. And people, and to be honest with you, I played with Cinda. I'm going to release a video about her very, very soon. I played a lot in the Daniel Blood team. I don't think that she's even something incredible. She's just okay, like a good gold, but nothing special. So at the end of the day, people are not really excited about this update, which is a problem. Also, we don't have a Fatal Tower yet. I don't know when they're going to release one. Probably they will at a certain point. Yeah. So if I have to summarize what I said so far, the biggest problem with this update is first that I think it's super bad to introduce something so little and to introduce also so many bugs alongside this thing. If you want to release just one gold character, make sure like everything in your power so that there are no bugs with the update, because the update doesn't really give anything. And the crypt is just okay with the newest additions. I hear people that are furious about the crypt. The crypt doesn't work. I don't know, the crypt is working just fine for me. I had no complaints about it. And more or less that's it. That's all I wanted to say about the negatives about this update. I mean, we didn't get much and we got a lot of bugs. These are the two negatives. So you're all disappointed at the end of the day. We expected more, we didn't get it. However, why I believe that this is not the worst update in the game? Because the game has increased a lot. And I know probably some of you, you're having different mindset than me. You're comparing mkmobile now to the perfect mkmobile that you have in your head, in your minds. And that's not a problem, that's perfectly cool. However, what I am doing is I'm comparing mkmobile now to mkmobile 2 years ago, when I was still covering the game. Some of you probably don't remember because you just started playing 5 or 6 months ago or something. But I was covering the game for I think I'm covering since 2019 or something. So that's almost 5 years. I've been covering the game for 5 years, and ever since update 2.0, I know what's happening to the game, and the game was getting super bad. It was going like this. It was super not free-to-play friendly. Like 1.5 years ago, if there was a new diamond release, there was no crypt. And you could never get a diamond as a free-to-play, unless you're super lucky. First thing first, he wasn't even in the tower. You can only fight this diamond as a boss in a tower, Fatal Tower I mean, but this let's say that, for instance, we had MK11 Cindo released now. She's a new character. And let's turn back the clock 2 years ago. So, 2 years ago, they released MK11 Cindo, the Dark Queen Tower. MK11 Cindo is going to be the boss, the end boss. But in the 5 cards, diamonds that you can get in the pool after you defeat her, she isn't there. So you can just fight with her, but you cannot get her. And there will be no packs containing her being released in the next 1.1 year to 1.5 years. This thing happened really in the game. They released a diamond, and for 1 year, even more than 1 year, they released 0 packs having this diamond. That's true. Of course, he or she will be in certain packs, but not in, every single pack goes like this. You have that % chance to get, for instance, Dark Fate Terminator, 10% chance to get all diamonds. So those diamonds will be putting this 10% chance to get all diamonds. So that means you have 0.005% to get him. And considering the fact that those packs will have limit, the chance to getting this diamond will be close to 0. So what I'm saying, those new diamonds will never get a pack. There will be no crypt, so you cannot really get them from the crypt. You have to be super lucky to pull them from, let's say, a random drop from Fatal 100. The chance is 0.005%. And to be super lucky to get them in a diamond pack that has combined percent chance to a diamond. And the chance for that again is 0.005%. So in a way, unless you are paid to win, unless you just want to spend something, you will never get this diamond in your collection. And it's happening for years in the game. And yeah, I'm not kidding. It was happening for years. And suddenly the game improved in that area. We got the crypt. Not only we got the crypt, but we got paid packs that are not gambling. You see, in the past, you could only gamble. Now, if you want, you can pay that amount of money once the character is released, and you can have the character without having to gamble. I mentioned also already we have the crypt, and the biggest part about the crypt, even if you like it or you don't like it, the biggest part is not only that you get diamonds and golds, but you can also get epics. There was no way in the past to get epics apart from grinding towers. There is no other way. And in a way, I was calculating roughly on average it takes about 5, 6 or 7 runs of a tower in order for you to drop one piece. And so I'm telling you, dropping from a random fight, let's say 557, 185, fights like this. So once every 6 or 7 runs and you're going to get one drop of epic piece. Now you can just have it before the tower is actually here. So it's much easier to beat towers. Much easier now than before. And talking about bugs, the bugs were always in the game. The bugs were here 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. The bugs were always here. And there are certain situations where the bugs were so bad that, for instance, there was a fight in one of the towers long time ago. I forgot the name of the tower, but basically I covered that bug. You do something, the game totally freezes and you cannot proceed. This was super bad because it was involving the enemy team fighting you or something, and the stage was difficult. It's about 180 plus. So if you don't have very strong diamonds, you inevitably go into this situation where the enemy starts hitting you and the game freezes. And they never did anything to fix that. They gave us like 200 souls or something, or 1,000 souls, I don't know. But I never seen such horrible bugs. I mean, there are still bad bugs, but not that bad. Like completely shutting you down on a specific tower fight. But yeah, still, I said I'm not going to make any excuses. The current state of the game, it is what it is. I said in the previous one, the game is at its best state ever. I still believe that. If you compare that, if you compare the current state of the game, like Mortal Kombat 2 years ago or 3 years ago, or even update 2.0, I believe update 2.0 destroyed a lot of things. We didn't need to get 227 diamonds. I still see a lot of comments of people saying that this character should be promoted to diamond. And like, hell no, we have so many diamonds. Why do you need more? But anyways, that's a very long video already, so I have to wrap it up. What I'm saying is that this game is a disappointment. That's without a doubt. But the game has a lot of bugs, and this is super unacceptable considering the fact that this update was disappointment, and we just got one new gold card. And sadly, I expected them to give us at least a new challenge for Pyromancer Tanya, for instance. Unfortunately, we didn't get that either. I don't even know what's in the premium pack. I'm not going to spend money. I don't care about the premium pack. But I wonder which diamond is inside. Please let me know in the comments if you already got to tier 40. And more or less, that's it. I strongly believe that the next update is going to give us something great. And by something great, I don't just need 1 diamond and 1 gold, let's say 2 diamonds. I would really appreciate if you get something further when it comes to game modes. We got the crypt, now they give us something else. Even if it's like a limited time event, that's going to be awesome. For a while, I've been asking to have an event in the Netherrealm quest section, like we have in Outworld with La Luna. I want them to give us something in the Netherrealm. This is going to be super cool. And more or less, that's it. I hope you had fun with that video. I hope you tell me down below in the comment section how do you feel about this update. I know you're disappointed. I'm disappointed myself. But you try to always look at things from the bright side. Probably they're going to give us something amazing next update. See you next time, guys. Take care.
Perfect.